Hello, today we are going to cover 10 ways I found the emotion code to be offensively simple. My name is Juliana and I am an emotion code practitioner, and when I first heard about this, it was a learning curve to even accepting it. So I thought I'd share with you a few of those points for me along the way. The first thing is all the money and time and effort I had spent in other methods. So if you've been like me, I've done a lot of counseling, therapies, inner healing, ministries, coaching programs, all these different things. And when I was introduced to the emotion code, the concept of simply releasing the trapped negative energy from the body seemed, well, a bit foreign and honestly too easy. But yes, with the emotion code, we can literally just release the negative trapped energy, past trauma, release it from the body. It's that simple. Number 2 is non-emotional. I mean, it's called the emotion code, right? So doesn't that mean I'm gonna have to go through all these old emotions and feel all these intense things? I don't wanna feel that. Well, actually, that is true. It is not emotional. Now, when people first get started, sometimes just the aha awakening of, oh my goodness, I see that this is actually possible for me, just from the few trapped emotions we released in the beginning. Sometimes people start to tear up just because it is such a wonderful experience. But the majority of this whole process, you don't feel any of these negative past trapped emotions. It could have been around major traumas in your life, but literally we're just moving the energy along, moving it along. Number 3 is a magnet. A magnet? Seriously? The only healing tool you need is a magnet? And to hear how Dr. Brad is like, yeah, any magnet will do, even your fridge magnets. I'm like, come on. But no, for real. We are working with the electromagnetic fields of the body to literally release that trapped emotion. Yes, you can use a magnet for this therapy. As we've grown in this, as this has developed, we found that even just using a hand, the normal electromagnetic field of the body helps to release those negative energies, negative trapped emotion, and we don't always need a magnet. We don't even have to have a magnet. But I'm like, seriously, you're swiping a magnet over your head or on someone's back and that releases it? It actually can be that simple. Number 4 is privacy. I mean, come on, this is an emotional therapy, right? So that means I'm gonna have to drum up all this past pain, the trauma, talk through the things, bring it up, relive it. Oh, I don't wanna do that. Well, you don't have to. It's so awesome. We don't need to talk through all of the past things, past situations. If you're used to counseling, this is almost the opposite of that, because in counseling, you're using top of mind, you're using your conscious mind to understand what's going on. In the emotion code, you're using your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind has a record of every wrong that's been done to your body, every negative thing going on, and we just get answers from the subconscious to literally release those trapped emotions or past trauma. As a practitioner, I just go in, find out what was the root cause of that emotionally and literally release it from the body. Number 5, no woo-woo, please. None of this woo-woo stuff. I know it's called energy healing, but I don't want all this crazy stuff going on. I don't know, I don't trust that stuff. Who are these people that saying they can just release trapped emotions from the body? Those were my first thoughts. Although we are using things like quantum physics to do this work, it's not like I have to meditate and chant for 3 hours before I meet with a client. My house doesn't have crystals hanging from every direction in order for me to do this work. This is very practical. Eventually we will have the science that shows exactly how it works. But in the meantime, yeah, there's not a lot of woo-woo going on here. Number 6, it can be done from anywhere. Yes, anywhere. This is based on non-locality and quantum entanglement. If you want to run down those rabbit holes and Google that, that is how we're able to get answers from the subconscious. And I liken this to my version of defining those. I call it the super highway that prayer runs on. If you are familiar with prayer, or you've been someone who prays a lot, you know that we can, with intention, clearly agree with our higher power, with God, to bring healing to someone. Well, this works the same way, and it's on that same superhighway. Number 7, there's no aftercare. With other approaches, you may have all these 10 things you need to implement, these 20 new steps you need to do in your life. With releasing trapped emotions, once released, always released. It's that simple. Number 8, generational healing. When we release generational trapped emotions, it releases up the generations and down for future generations. I was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? That sounds too good to be true, honestly. But yes, it's how this works. We really do. When we release generational trapped trauma, we release these trapped emotions. It does release from former generations and future generations and across the generational line. So those who have come down from, maybe we find despair from 7 generations back, and it filters down wide as well generationally. Well, it releases across the board for all of those distant family members. It's awesome. The 9th way that I found the emotion code to be offensively simple is that it's universal. Regardless of the belief system or religion that people come from, this is available to everyone. Like gravity, like other universal laws. Now, I will say that every practitioner is trained to start every session by asking for divine help. But for me, that takes the form of asking God for help to bring wisdom and insight into the people I'm working with. All of this started with a chiropractor daily and moment to moment asking God for help. And over time, this is what developed. So I continue that practice, of course, whenever I'm working with clients as well, because I am so grateful for that help, and I know that it's absolutely present. But what's amazing is it's also present for everyone, regardless of the words that they attribute to that. The key overall is that a space of love and gratitude must be held by the practitioner in order to do this work. And number 10 is that it works. It works. When I got in, started doing this for myself, I was in shock and awe of how it was bringing change, firstly in my own life, but then watching it work for people again and again in different circumstances. Anything from a 6-week-old baby that can't sleep to a 66-year-old man sitting on his tractor in Nebraska who's got chronic hip pain, and experiencing from what they have shared with me, the healings, the transformations. To me, this has been the greatest gift from God, to experience more life, restoration, and health on every level than I ever thought was possible. Now, I hope that you'll take the time to experience it firsthand for yourself. If you'd like, we can go ahead and get you started with a session, or even just a sample session, and we can connect one-on-one. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the things. I'd love to connect with you more. And let's keep this conversation going. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. So may you live this day from the very best of who you are.